All right, guys, welcome to the team call. I'm excited to have you guys on. We're just coming off a fantastic trip to Dallas and so much to go over. So the first half of this call, you guys are going to see it. This is obviously recorded. We're going to go over some things that we learned in Dallas. And then the second half, we're actually going to go into our power hour and start inviting some people, talking to people, doing the activities that we need to do to be successful in our businesses. Okay, so I so appreciate you guys being on this. And if you're watching later on, thank you so much for watching. So the event was phenomenal. There were a lot of great takeaways that I took from the event. I wanted to narrow it down because this call could literally be like 5 hours long with all the content that was involved in the event. But I wanted to narrow it down to 3 key concepts that we took away from the guys, the leaders, the training that we got. It was all centered around these 3 things. And I'm going to go a little bit into depth and give you guys some tips and tricks on this as we go forward. So the number one concept, the number one thing that I took away was your story. Your story, crafting your story is your Beachbody business. Let me just backtrack real quick. When you're looking at all these, so we talked about number 1, you're looking at 1, 2, and 3. Guys, when I use language like grow the business or 6-figure earners, it doesn't matter what the goals are that you have set, or the goals I have set for myself. It's what you want for you. So if you're thinking, well, I don't want to make a 6-figure business or 6 figures in this business, that's okay. You pick how you work your business and you strive for your goals, right? They were talking about some coaches that love their full-time job. They were working 80-hour weeks and they're still making roughly close to 6 figures in this business and they're never going to leave their job. You got to figure out what it is that you want and what it is that you want to strive for. What do you want to accomplish in this business? And that's what you push for every single day. We'll go into that here in a second, but I just want to make that very clear. My goals are not your goals, right? Your goals are your goals. You want to accomplish what you want to accomplish, okay? So let's make that very clear. So when I say 6-figure earner, it may not pertain to you, but we're going to use that language in this team. We're going to use that vocabulary as we go forward. We want to establish good, strong leadership, vocabulary, and culture within our organization, okay? Because you may sign a coach and they want to know, hey, how do I grow this business? Like, I'm struggling financially, or, I need to lose 50 pounds or 60 pounds when you don't need to lose it. So just because you're not looking to accomplish that goal doesn't mean the language doesn't have to be there. So let's talk about your story. I apologize, the dog's about ready to come in. Let's talk about your story. Number 1, your story is so important, you guys. Your story is who you are and what represents you and this business, okay? Your story is important. You need to tell your story. You need to tell it every single day. And one of the things that I learned is somebody asked me, like, what if I don't want to share too much? What if I don't want to get too in-depth into my story? Well, there was a saying, and I'm trying to go back to find it. You only need to share as much as you want to relate to that other person. So basically, and I completely botched it, but I don't remember where it went. You basically share what you want to be relatable for. So if you want to go deep into your childhood and talk about your tough passes, your past, and you want to go that deep, you do it. If you want to talk about past health issues, you do it. You get to pick how deep you go. And you really only need to go as deep as you want to connect with other people. So if you want to connect with them on like just losing weight for a wedding, okay, that's how deep you go, right? Those are your posts. They're crafted around that. If you really want to create a trust, and we're going to go through relationships here in a second. I just gave you number 2. But if you want to go through trust, your story has to be positive. It has to have a good spin on things. You can't always be whining and complaining about things. Your story is going to inspire somebody. So you're crafting it every single day. You're posting. It's about your story. It's not necessarily about Shakeology, which, yes, you want to post about. But how does it make you feel? Think about that person that you want on your team. What problem are you solving for them, right? So when we're crafting our story, I'm going to actually give you guys, and we're going to do this tonight, an easy way to craft your story. Okay? This is an easy way to craft your story. It's an easy way to post. There's a formula for this, for crafting posts in your story. And I'm going to talk about Facebook, but you can do this across any platform. Okay? So you have your personal story plus a niche problem, what's your niche, what's the problem that they're dealing with right now, plus the solution and a challenging question, and we're going to go over what this means, times an attractive visual will equal a unique message that is helpful and useful for everybody. Let me say that again. Personal story, and you guys are going to get this, I'm going to post this, plus a niche problem, plus a solution and challenging question, times an attractive visual will equal a unique message that is powerful and useful for your audience. Okay, so let's talk about, again, personal stories. So if I'm posting about something that's going on in my life right now, I just did this, you guys, from Dallas, and you guys need to look at it because it blew up. 20 comments, 50, 60 likes. Like, it was phenomenal. And the post was very simple. There wasn't a whole lot to it. It had nothing really to do with Shakeology or P90X or anything like that, other than some of the things that I said. So I'm going to pull it up right here. It was a attractive visual, meaning bright colors. It was my face. People could relate. I had a little smirk to me. They can kind of relate to that. And it was taken like right after this training that we just had. And I said, confession time. This is a very tough post for me. So that opening line is going to catch people. It's going to grab them. In the group here, probably not today because I haven't gotten the ebook yet, but we're going to post different starting phrases that you can use, okay? Would that be helpful for you guys? Different starting phrases that you can use to start posts? Okay, so I said confession time. All right, everyone's like, all right, what is he going to confess, right? My job for the past 7 years has been to inspire people and help them lead better lives. I post so many videos on excuses, and the truth is they're mainly for myself. And, like I post about don't have excuses, don't have, all these things going on. Getting rid, and it's basically about getting rid of excuses in my life. I'm not the perfect coach. I'm actually sitting at 209 right now. It's my heaviest weight. So I just talk about it, kind of going with the pregnancy of Cassie and, eating all those late night ice creams. So I just talk about that struggle. And I just talk about how, it's affected me the last week, the last 9 months. So I got 62 likes and 30 comments, something roughly like that. Okay, now why is this important? Well, this shares my story. This shares my this shares who I am, right? This shares trust. It builds accountability and rapport with those people around me. It builds trust, right, guys? So you want to share your story, and you need to do it daily. You need to do it every single day, every 3 posts. And it doesn't have to always be so crazy, right? Like, it doesn't have to be like that type of post. It could just be, you know what, I sucked during my workout today, but I did it. Be real. Be real. So let's talk. So you talk about your story. Now, this was entirely story-based, this post that I did. It was pretty much story-based. So tell your story and do it in no more than 1 paragraph. You don't want to do 4, 5, 10 paragraphs. You don't need a whole book. So a paragraph, your story, maybe 2 paragraphs at the most, okay? Just keep it somewhat short, because then you have to talk about your niche's problem. What is the problem they're going through? So you talk about your story. Your story is, I'm going through this issue, right? I'm trying to overcome this. And then you throw in your niche's problem. Have you ever felt like you don't have enough time? I just don't have enough time in my life. I'm struggling with time to get my workouts done because I'm taking care of my kids. That's your niche's problem. What is your niche's problem? What are they battling with? That is the next part. So that's probably maybe a half a paragraph, another paragraph. What are they struggling with? What are people struggling with? So your personal story. Gosh, I woke up today and I didn't feel like working out. Life got through so fast, it just flew by, and being a single, and I'm making this up on the spot, but being a single dad, it was tough for me to get my workout in because I didn't feel like I had enough time. Okay, there's my story with my niche's problem, right? The solution. I did a 30-minute workout. That's the solution, right? Tell them what your solution is to that problem that they had. Okay, I did a 30-minute workout. I drank my Shakeology. I scheduled my workouts into my calendar. Like, that's the solution, whatever your solution is to the problem. And this is very quick. And again, you're not spamming Beachbody, you guys. You're just solving a solution for them, right? So it doesn't necessarily even have to be Beachbody. You're just solving that problem for them. And we're going to have examples for you guys in the group so you can see it. Okay? And then end with a challenging question. You know, are you struggling with time? Are you struggling with this? I get it. I understand. I'm right there with you. What are you going to do about this? Call people out. Call your niche out. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with me? You know, make them feel like they're a part of you. Ask them to go take action. Okay? So that was the challenging question that was in there. And it has to be a visually attractive picture or video. You cannot have bad background lighting. Here's the deal. If you want to make this in this business, you may have to go get a couple lamps. You may just have to get like 4 or 5 lamps and make very attractive. I take all my pictures outside because the lighting in my house stinks. So I take most of my pictures outside, visual, good, natural light. It works very well for me. I got a tripod right there that I take all my videos on, so they're solid. You want to attract people into your business. They need to be, go to the Top Coaches page. You're not going to see a dark, dungy picture where you can barely see half their face. You're going to see very lit, very well, not professionally done because we're not professionals. It still needs to look like an amateur did it, but it's well lit. It's well, you know, smiling, attractive picture, okay? Based off of what you're trying to come across as, all right? You take a look at the picture I had. It was very well lit. It was, you can see the smirk on my face. It was a good picture, but you could tell it wasn't done by a professional, okay? So that is crafting your post. That is crafting your story, and you want to get good at that. You want to get really good at telling who you are, okay? Just another side note on that. No, I'll go back to that later. So number 2 is relationships. So you're crafting your story to build relationships. Every time you send a message, every time you talk to somebody, you want to be their best friend. It's not about Shakeology necessarily. It's not about P90X or 21-day fix. It's really about creating and crafting a bond with that person so they trust you, so eventually they will purchase from you, right? Your goal in this business, you guys, is not to, I would say, let me just say this. You can do this all different ways, and there's a lot of different ways you can do this business. From running challenge groups to signing up coaches just off the business opportunity, first and foremost. Like, there's so many different ways you can do this business. And our team chooses to run challenge groups. That's just what we do. We have a big challenge group. I like them. They work for me. I was talking to Trish earlier, and she's really good at running shake and shares. That's what she does. You may have to try a couple different things on how you best use your strengths to build relationships, okay? So if your strength is not meeting in person yet, you may have to do it over the phone. You may have to do it over Zoom. You may have to get good at doing it first on a call or on a message, and then start to get that confidence. I do a lot of closing in person. I do a lot of closing over the phone. I talk to people a lot because I think one-on-one interaction like this builds rapport. Have I sold people or signed up people just off of Facebook alone? Yes, I have. In fact, the last 2 challenges I did was off Facebook, but I got them on a call immediately after I signed them up so they could hear my voice. We got together, we talked. I walked them through the process of the challenge pack, all those sort of things. You need to build that connection with people. Think about becoming their best friend, all right? Don't think about just selling them a challenge pack. Think about becoming their best friend, okay? And I'm trying to think, did I have anything else I wanted to say on that? I probably do, but I'm really, like I said, we got a lot we want to go through today. Number 3, consistency and hard work. Like, duh. But here's the deal. Here's what I thought. I always had this lie for myself that this business was, for some reason, it was like harder for me. Like everybody else around me is getting it, and it's harder for me. And you know what? It's hard for everybody, you guys. Even Carl came on stage and said, it is hard to get somebody to convince them that a $130 shake is worth it. That is tough, but it is, because we're changing habits. We're changing attitudes. We're changing mindsets. We're not just necessarily selling something and telling them to go do it. We're changing people, and when you change people, you meet resistance, and that is hard. People do not want to change. They say they want to change, but they do not want to change, right? They say they want to change, but they go out on Friday night and they get drunk, right? Or they order their food from McDonald's because it's been a hard day. Let me tell you right now, this business is not, it's not a rocket science. They said, I love the saying, this is a third grade business. If you break it down, understanding what to do, right? This is a third grade business. It's easy. Success Club 5, we know what that is. Challenge groups, we know what those are. They're not like rocket science. Like, what is a challenge group? We know what they are. We know what diamond is. You know what emerald is. You know what this business is. You know what you need to do. I need to invite people. It's the execution of those things that makes it difficult. And when we get objections, when we get people saying no, we feel like we're the only ones they're saying no to. You know, all these other coaches, oh, they're signing up all these people. Guys, that's not the case. You guys know this? You're 2 people away from a huge business. That's all you are. You're 2 people away. If you're a 2-star diamond and those 2 people are growing their business, and let's say they're diamonds and they have, now let's get this straight, just because you're diamond doesn't mean you're growing a big business, but if you have 2 people that you're really invested in and they're really doing this and they have great volume and they're hitting Success Club each month, do you know how big your business can be? Like, you're 2 people away. Think of this. Think if you had a Josh Spencer and a Wayne Wyatt on one side, on each side. You would be ridiculous in this business for volume. It's not about rank to make money. It's about volume, 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 volume. Do you get money when you advance in rank for 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15? Yes, you get bonuses. But that's one thing I love that Chris Reed said was, that's great, but I get that bonus every week with my volume. Would you rather have $4,000? I think what was it, like $900 for 2-star, $4,000 for 5-star? I can't remember what it was. Would you rather have that every quarter or every week? Duh, right? Like, that is the difference between rank and volume. So how do you get volume? Well, you're consistent every single day, whether you're tired, whether you don't want to talk to anybody. You're consistent in your business. You're doing it. You get on Facebook. You do your power hour. You talk to that one person that you didn't want to talk to. Let's give you an example. So one thing I see from our team, and I used to do this, and I caught myself doing it the other day. We prejudge people. We say, oh, they wouldn't want to do this business. Oh, they wouldn't want to work out. Oh, they're already ripped. They don't need Shakeology or P90X. And Mike Ryan got on the stage, and he said, if I would have prejudged one of my coaches, Judd Welty, who is a 6-figure earner, Judd actually was a gym rat. He was in the gym all the time, already cut, already looking good. Mike said, if I would have prejudged him, my business would be exponentially different than it is now. So they were at the gymnastics, and he talked to him about the business side and about P90X and Shakeology and how much stronger he can get, and the business side of things and how that can help his family. Guess what, you guys? Judd signed up with him, and that business took off because he didn't prejudge him. He didn't prejudge that person because they were already ripped. They already had money. You know, a lot of people, if they already have money, they're looking for more opportunities. They're looking for ways to challenge themselves more. They're wanting to build things from the ground up, right? And you have an opportunity. We have an opportunity with Beachbody, not just to lose weight and get healthy and fit, you guys. I think I've done a very poor job of really telling you guys the opportunity that this business has to change your life financially. Next week, or maybe not next week, I think I'm talking to Jeff Armbruster, who actually gave a presentation on financial freedom. Jeff is a millionaire in the Beachbody community. He makes, obviously, lots of money. He does this from a passion, a sense of passion. You can hear that from him. He loves what he does. It's not just about the money. It's about the freedom that he can do. He told the story about how he was able to, and again, stories, right? He was able to get on this Disney Pass or something where it's like a vacation club. I don't know what it is, but apparently you get like 40 vacations prepaid, or 40 years worth of vacations prepaid, and he gets to take up to 5 a year. And it's all prepaid. And he was able to purchase that because of his Beachbody business. He's able to, go on trips with his son and his family at the drop of a hat because of his Beachbody business. He's not tied down to a 9 to 5. He gets to do what he wants. He gets to control life on his terms. That was what the whole conference was about, controlling life on your terms. So you may not have a 6-figure income built into your brain yet. And maybe it's because you don't think it's possible, or maybe just because you're happy with where you are. And if you're happy, great. You're happy. This business may be about fulfillment for you. It may be about, helping 5 to 10 people get healthy and fit, and you feel good about that. You feel like, okay, I've accomplished something in my life because I've been able to help those people do that. Whatever it is for you guys, it matters to me, but it doesn't, I'm not going to put my goals on you, okay? So understand, though, that if you want to hit those goals, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent, and success is hard for everybody, for everyone. Even Jimmy got up on stage, who was a 15-star diamond. He told us about his flops and failures. And here's what's so great. The ones that are willing to fail faster are the ones that have more success. Let me say that again. The ones that are willing to fail faster and fall on their face are the ones who have the most success. So you're out there and you're thinking, well, I don't know if I can talk to anybody about the business. The people that say, screw that, I'm going to talk to all my friends, everybody. I'm going to share what I love. I'm going to be passionate. And they all say no. Okay, I failed very quickly. I learned what to say, what not to say, right? So many people say, well, I don't know what to say. I don't have all the answers. Don't wait. Do not wait till you have the answers. Do not wait till you know everything, because I don't know everything, and I've been in this for 7 years. I'm guaranteeing you Jimmy doesn't know everything, and he's been in this for 9 years. We don't know everything. You're never going to know everything about every program and product. And if you wait, every day you wait, you're giving up the opportunity to save somebody's life. If you don't tell them what you're doing, you're holding back something that could save somebody's life. I loved when there was a video that he recorded, and he said, one thing I want you to do is I want you to go to your loved ones, and I want you to say, I'm sitting on something that could change your life, that could change our life. That could, whether it's fitness, whether it's health. But I was too afraid to tell you. And really, because I was too afraid, that says you don't matter to me. You don't matter. Because I didn't tell you about what I'm sitting on. I'm not going to go tell that to my daughter when she's born. I'm not going to say, you know what? Daddy didn't want to do this business because he was tired. And, let's not go to the ice cream shop tonight because we can't afford it. Hell no. I'm not going to tell her that. So every day I get into my business, every day that I do this, I'm thinking about that moment that I don't want to have happen. I'm thinking about the moments that I get to take her wherever she wants. If she wants to go to college, she gets to go to college. It has to be so real that you're willing to punch somebody in the face. Not literally, but maybe you need to. I don't know. But you know what I mean? You have to want to do this so much for your goal. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's even just build your own Shakeology. Have your own Shakeology. You have to want it, and you have to have that sense of urgency, because let me tell you guys, for 6 years, I did not have a sense of urgency in this business. I just putzed around. I was like, oh, it's going to come. It's going to happen. I'll do a few invites here. I'll do a few invites there. And guess what? I built a star diamond business in 6 years. That pretty much is not bringing Cassie home, is not doing what I said it was going to do, because I was too lackadaisical about it. If you want this to grow, if you want this to work, you need to have a sense of urgency attached to it on all ends. Jimmy finished with the story, and I'm gonna finish this with the story real quick. There was a swimming pool. So they're in a swimming pool, and there's all these people in the pool, and you had to take swimming lessons, right, to jump off the diving board. Well, when you finished your swimming lessons, the final lesson was to go to the edge of the diving board, and you had to jump off and swim all the way down to the end of the pool, right? So as soon as they would announce that somebody was jumping off, everybody would stop and be like, oh, cool. They would, applaud them on, cheer them on. So it was all eyes on them. So Jimmy was saying, I got to the end of the pool, or I got to the end of the diving board, and they give you 10 seconds. So they start counting down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When they get to 1, if you haven't jumped, the diving instructor comes over and kicks you off the board, right? Throws you in there because he knows you know how to swim. And so when Jimmy fell in, he couldn't breathe, flapping around, forgetting everything he learned, trying to go after it, just trying to survive. He didn't know if he was going to survive. And then all of a sudden, after a little bit, his instincts start to kick in. He started to realize, you know what? These people aren't going to let me drown. These people aren't going to let me die. And he started swimming and swimming and swimming. And after a while, he's finally got it. Stroke, stroke, stroke. Finished. Boom. Passed his test. What does that say about this business? You have to jump in. I see too many of our coaches waiting for things to happen, waiting for the perfect coach to join their team, waiting for them to have the right conversation to say, waiting for them to have permission from their parents to say, yeah, we believe that you can do this, or waiting for, a spouse to come on board with you. Look, Cassie doesn't do the business. She supports the hell out of me, but she doesn't do the business, right? So nobody's ever going to do it. Nobody's ever going to do it but you. Your success, your story, your relationship building, your consistency, your success is on you. It is not about me. It has nothing to do with me as your upline. Can I help you? Absolutely. Can I show you the way that I've gone and help you not get as many mistakes, avoid some of the mistakes that I did? Absolutely. Ultimately, I can't do this for you. Tracy can't do this for you. Tony Horton can't lift your legs for you, right? Darren O'Lean can't sell Shakeology for you. You have to do this. You have to want this. And if you don't, you're going to be like me, you guys, who struggled for 5 years, for 6 years. And yes, I make decent money because I got in a great position with this organization, okay? But the time is off. The lid is off, all right? It's go time. We have an amazing organization. We have amazing training. The other thing is a lot of us, we get caught up in, like I said, like what is emerald, what is diamond. Here's the deal. The app explains it all. The app is our training. And I think a lot of us get caught up in, I'm overwhelmed by the app. Here's what I want you to do. If you're overwhelmed by the app, I want you to, during your power hour, do one day. One day. It only takes you 5 minutes in that app. If there's an assignment in the app, do the assignment right after it's done. Okay? Do the assignment right after it's done, and then get into your power hour. All right? Hit cancel. I'll finish up here, and then we'll jump back on for the power hour. Okay? Hit cancel. Do your assignment. Finish your app. Do it. Our language on our team is your rule of 5. That's what we work with every single day. Every single day, I'm working my rule of 5. Every single day, I'm adding people. Let me just give you a real quick tip on so when you're building relationships and having success and consistency. Let me just kind of venture. So those are the 3 things, you guys. Let me give you another tip with what you should be doing every single day, obviously, to create a sense of urgency. So number 1, you're working within your app. You're learning from the best of the best. Number 2, you're adding 2 to 3 new contacts every day, whether it's via Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Real quick, thinking about that, I had this conversation with Trish. If you do not understand Facebook, if you do not understand Instagram, do not wait for me to share how it's going to work for you, because I'm going to maybe take 1 day out of the month to do that. If you don't understand Facebook ads, which that's where every successful coach is, by the way, Facebook ads. That's where and you're thinking, oh gosh, that's a lot of money. Guys, I spend like $25 a month on Facebook ads, and that's how I signed up my last 2 challengers. You need to learn these things. How do you do that? Well, I just paid for Jesse Regan's training that he had on social media, Facebook, how to grow your like page. All right, we're not going to go into that tonight because that needs to be a whole nother training. But you need to know how to do it. You need to know what a dark post is. You need to know what how to get likes to your page. So many people say, I run out of people to talk to. I'm actually going to show you. I have 40 people I can talk to tonight, roughly, because of a like campaign that I just ran for $8, gave me 40 people to talk to. These are very targeted people. They're probably going to be men with kids that are looking to lose weight. Hello. Like, those are people that you want to talk to, right? You get to pick via Facebook who you want to communicate with, who you want to talk to, who you want to join your team. Now, remember, you can't just jump in, and we're going to show you here in about 5 minutes how you do that, right? And even how you do it with it. You can do it with a personal page too, you guys. I mean, there was some back and forth this weekend on like page, personal pages, that sort of thing. Gary Vaynerchuk obviously is going to say like page. personal page, you can do it. I would say, I was talking to Josh, he asked me the difference between the two. I would say your personal page is good for short-term growth. Your like page is good for if you want to do this for longer than 2 to 3 years. Okay? I really think if you want long-term growth in this business, you're going to need to get around more people. And doing that, you can only max out at 5,000 on your personal page. So once you're at 5,000, you're done. You got to start deleting people. On your like page, you can go to bazillions, right? It's infinite. Okay, so you work the app, you add 2 to 3 new contacts, or 2 to 5 new contacts a day. You start 5 new conversations a day. These don't need to be join my business conversations. They need to be what? Building relationships. Post 3 to 5 times daily. Another advantage about a like page is you can schedule them. And then obviously there's Hootsuite and there's some other things, but that's what I like about a like page. If I know I'm going to be gone that whole day, schedule them out, okay? Obviously you need to invite and join people to your challenge groups. And if you do those things and become coaches, you do those things every single day, you're going to be successful, okay? Now, if you want to accelerate growth, you want to do this in less time, double those numbers, triple those numbers, quadruple those numbers. I just spent 4 hours today. I think I added like 40 contacts to my list. Like, it was ridiculous. I had 4 great conversations. Out of those conversations, I'm talking to 2 people about joining our team and challenge packs. Because I got some big goals I'm going after. Josh, I told you 8 coaches in 6 weeks. That's actually pretty weak, but I'm going for it. 2-star diamond in 6 weeks. So big goals. All right. Now, again, my goals aren't your guys' goals. So your goal may not to be to get 8 coaches in 6 weeks. It may just be to pay for your Shakeology. Bare minimum, 2 to 5 new contacts, 5 new connections, 3 to 5 posts. I know I don't even do 5, honestly. But that's what they recommended, 3 to 5, and inviting to challenge groups and that sort of thing. And oh, by the way, if you don't know what to say, there's scripts out there. There's things you can find that you can do that. But here's the deal, you guys. Honestly, like, my opinion on scripts, I hate scripts. I hate them. I use them when I first started a little bit, but I lost the authenticity. I lost what I was wanting to say. I lost that connection because it was just robot, right? And so many of you guys ask me, like, Nick, what do you say? What do you say? It just depends on the conversation. Like, I was talking to someone today, and we talked about football for, like, ever. And then the dude saw me post my workout picture, and he started asking me questions about that because I was consistent with my posting. I just had a gal send me a message, and she said, Nick, your posts are so inspiring. My husband's struggling right now. And I saw your last post about you struggling. It just really got me to want to reach out to you. Can you talk to my husband about starting a program? We made that connection because of the struggles that we both were having. You see how this works, you guys? And you do it every day. Every day. Now, if you don't want to grow this business at a strong click, then don't do it every day. Do it 3 times a day. You're going to grow it. It's just going to be a little bit slower. It doesn't matter. Again, I don't care how fast you guys go. You go slow, you go fast. But I'm going to be there pushing just with you guys along the way, okay? Everybody that shows up on these calls, I have a feeling that you want to grow. And those that are watching these later, I have a feeling that you want to grow. You want to continue to keep challenging yourself to get better every single day. And this is what's with it. Obviously, you still got to do your workouts. You still got to do your personal development. You got to do all those things, okay? You guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. Those that are on the call, stay on, you guys. I'm going to actually hit stop here in a second, but I appreciate it. Watch this again. Keep up with us. We're so thankful that you're on the team. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day.